and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Kayla and this is my backyard garden at my home in North Texas. It's nearing the end of March, so the garden has made a lot of progress since y'all last saw it. A lot of my tulip bulbs ended up blooming, so that's really exciting. So those are in bloom right now. I still have a couple of daffodils that are looking like they might bloom, so I'm going to hold out for that. The leeks that I planted last time are pretty well established, and I have snap peas growing along both trellises now. Those have just started to pop up. The purple ones that I planted are a little further along than the Sugar Daddy snap peas, but they're both doing pretty well. And the potatoes that I planted have just emerged out of the top of the soil, so we can see those now, so that's really exciting. The goal for today, though, is to plant tomatoes. It is finally warm enough to plant my tomatoes. Last time, I think I said we weren't going to get any more freezes. I was, of course, wrong about that, and I left my lemon tree out a little bit too long, so it ended up losing most of its leaves, but it does have new growth coming back, so all is not lost. It will be fine. It's just looking a little sad right now. So yeah, the goal today is really just to get the tomatoes planted, and then I have a couple more little projects here and there that I'm going to get done as well. So stick around and I'll show you what I'm doing today. So starting in the back of the bed where I have my onions, I'm going to be planting 4 indeterminate tomatoes. This is going to be the easiest place to trellis those. So yeah, this is where I'm going to put the indeterminate ones that I have. I have 4 varieties that I'm planting back here. The first is Sun Gold, which is one of my favorites. It always does exceptionally well in my area and produces small little orange cherry tomatoes that are delicious. I also have a Mortgage Lifter Radiator Charlie's, who's named after the amateur garden who developed this tomato. It's a large beefsteak variety. And then I've got a Juliet, which is supposed to be a kind of like a mini Roma tomato that grows in clusters. So this one should be good for sauces. And then I've got a Paul Robeson tomato. This is the only one I didn't get from Bobby's Best Starts, but I saw it at North Haven Gardens and it looked really interesting. So this is supposed to be a good slicing tomato, and it's also supposed to have like a sweet smoky flavor. So we'll see. I haven't tried this one before, or the Juliet, so those are both new to me. So we will see how those do this season. As with all my tomatoes, I always plant them deep, especially because we've been having some really high winds recently, so I want to make sure that these are pretty protected. So I'm going to be burying these as deep as I can, and then I've got a couple more tomatoes I'm going to plant in another bed. Before I can do that, though, I need to top off this bed with a bag of compost. I already did this with the larger beds, but I haven't gotten these small ones in the back yet. So I'm just adding a layer of compost on top of the soil, and I'll mix that in a little bit. There are 2 little baby nasturtiums in this bed that I'm trying to avoid, but otherwise I'm just going to be spreading the soil along the top. And then I'm going to be planting a tomato in the back corner of this one over by the nasturtiums. This is a San Marzano 2 tomato, which is supposed to be slightly more productive and have slightly better disease resistance than the classic San Marzano. So I'm going to be putting it in this back corner of this bed. It is indeterminate also, so I'm going to put this metal tower around it, and hopefully that will provide enough support. I might need to stake it also. We'll see later in the season, but I'm trying to plant tomatoes in areas that I don't normally plant them. So this is one area that I haven't grown them before. So it's going to go here and we're going to see how it does. The last tomato going in the garden today is a red snapper tomato. This is a determinate variety, so I feel better about planting it in this pot. I'm going to be putting just a traditional tomato cage in here with it, and hopefully that will provide enough support. I'll probably have to stake it as well. But I don't plant too many determinate tomatoes, so I'm trying to test more in my garden. So we'll see if I end up liking this one, and maybe I'll plant more determinate varieties in the fall. I'm going around and giving everything a good layer of mulch. This is something I should have done with my onions and my leeks a while ago, but I just never got around to it. So I'm going to make sure everything is well protected today. And then that's pretty much it for today. I have a big project that I need to get done tomorrow, but it's getting pretty late today. So I'm going to call it here, and then I will show you what I'm doing tomorrow. Alright, it is the next day, and if you didn't notice my very sad cross vine in the previous clip, this is what it's looking like. So basically, previously, I secured it to the top of the fence with thumbtacks and string, which of course did not hold up to the winds that we've been having, and it basically all blew over. So I need a more secure and more permanent solution. So I'm basically going to be drilling some screws into the top of my fence, and then I'm going to be wrapping some really thick wire that I have around those, and basically creating some sort of trellis system that the cross vine can attach to that is on top of the fence. So hopefully this way it will have something to grow along, because right now it's growing along my string lights, and I don't really want that either. So that's the goal anyway, it's to put something on top of the fence that the vine can grow along. And then part of this process is also going to be untangling the current cross vine situation that exists and getting the vines kind of sorted out and going in the right direction, because yeah, they're all slumped over and growing downwards at the moment, which is the opposite of what I want. So hopefully this works, and hopefully I don't break anything in the process. This whole thing ended up taking hours from start to finish, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. The thing that was most time intensive was just untangling all the vines and cutting anything out that had died, but it's really secure now. It has a place to grow, and it's about to bloom, so I'm really excited for how this is going to look really soon. And that is all for today. I have some seeds started inside that should be able to go out pretty soon. Peppers, eggplant, melons, things like that. So stay tuned, and I will show you when those go out. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.